Successful people still face the same challenges as everyone else in life, but they excel at solving them. In your experience, what sets truly effective problem solvers apart from those who remain stuck in life? I would like to ask you, how do you interpret this principle, and what practical steps can someone take to offer greater service in their field? So you are saying that people shouldn't dream big. Welcome to the Mastermind Institute, where we celebrate mastery. And today we're going to talk about how to master the basic fundamentals of life. Let's start with a challenging question. Successful people still face the same challenges as everyone else in life, but they excel at solving them. In your experience, what sets truly effective problem solvers apart from those who remain stuck in life?
Right. And so I'm going to answer this from an addiction psychiatrist standpoint and from my experience as a section chief, a medical director. That's kind of how I'll attack it. Also, probably as a husband, father, those kind of things. And then Sandra, I'm gonna kick it back to you because and you'll talk about it from your years as a CEO, and all of the other richness that you bring. So
Yeah,
what
this
I've
is who we
noticed,
are. This is who we are.
this is just who we are, right? So what I've noticed with successful people is they develop or have a level of comfort with failure. Okay. um, and failing, they kind of redefine what failing actually means. And so, Sandra, there's an expression that you love, damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead.
Yeah,
And I'm not
this is my
championing
trademark.
recklessness. What's that? That's your
My
trademark.
trademark.
That's your trademark. You know, and we're not championing recklessness. This is not reckless, but it's rebelling against the fear of failure and the paralyzing nature of it. Like that's it. Like anytime someone wants to scare you into not doing something, they start talking about how you're going to fail. And one of the things that you see is they're like they find a way to not let that paralyze them anymore. And they say, you know what? But I'm going to learn something. I'm going to learn something, and that might set me up for the win. What are your thoughts, Sandra?
My thoughts is that successful people, they aim for the results. They are they are problem solvers. They are solution oriented, and so come what may, it's part of the deal. It's
Can we
part
stay
of
with
the
the results thing a little bit though? Staying with the results, like this focus on the results.
what really
Um,
matters, like establishing priorities. It's
establish.
not focusing on the challenges. It's focusing on the result, celebrating the wins, and positive thinking along the way. Positive thinking.
I,
What are
I
your
think
thoughts?
I think that almost takes advantage of a certain magic that takes place when you're working on getting things done. If you keep focused on the results, it inspires you. It gives you resilience. It's this constant reminder, this is why we're doing this. And I think sometimes that ultimately when you get discouraged, an important part of it is forgetting the outcome, forgetting the significance. What are your thoughts?
Imagine if people, married people, couples, applied this rule into their marriage. Focus on the results. Focus on the long-term goal. Focus on raising the kids. Focus on better days ahead.
Well, so many
No,
of the mistakes that occur in marriage, I think, is forgetting the actual goal. You know, like here a person solicits you, and like there's an invitation to cheat. Imagine if you're remembering, I want to walk my daughter down the aisle. I want her to be successful. I remember that my wife and I made a commitment that we wanted to grow old together. If you're focused on that. So isn't it that what will lead us to make mistakes is we forgot? We forgot that that was the goal.
what
Go ahead.
about what truly matters? Sometimes people, especially couples, they start arguing, and because they want to be right. They want to be right. And what does really matter?
We ultimately
Yes.
forget the results. We forget about the results. So results oriented, I think, is an absolutely big deal. Now, what was the next thing that you said?
I said that for me, even professional life as a CEO, I experienced that. If I have someone collaborating with me and someone does a mistake, right? We know that that person is committed. So, what we need to do is to understand and ask the person. It's about communicating properly. It's about communication. It's about understanding others, and it's about focusing on the results we want. It's about getting the team together, really inspiring them. And
But I like what you're saying though about keeping that bigger picture. So the person made a mistake, and there's a temptation to throw the baby out with the bathwater, if you will. Okay, well, let's get rid of that employee. When in fact, they took the risk because they're committed to the company. You know,
yes,
this is a sign of commitment, not a sign of recklessness. Now, obviously, there can be situations where it's a sign of recklessness, but I just mean sometimes in our obsession with a certain outcome, we can lose sight of the big picture and fail to recognize when when a person's actually an asset as opposed to a liability. You were going to say some more.
yeah, because sometimes people think, okay, I can replace this person. I can find a younger person that I can
Cheaper.
pay, yeah, cheaper. And they're not focusing on the value. They are not focusing on the experience. They're not focusing that person already knows how the company works, already knows what we need to achieve. So it's about understanding people and focusing on the results we want. So it's interesting. And another thing, our rewards in life match how well we serve others. And I would like to ask you, how do you interpret this principle, and what practical steps can someone take to offer greater service in their field? What are your thoughts?
Okay, so so we're having this discussion on what are the basics, for mastering life, right? And you just asked me the question, how do you basically provide service on a high level? And this dovetails off of our discussion about results oriented. The ultimate stage where we evaluate our results is our deathbed, and not just our deathbed, as we approach our deathbed. From time to time, I look down on my body and I'm starting to see the gray hairs kind of sprout up. And each one of them is a reminder that a clock is ticking, and the time is actually going down. As I see the grays, it's like they're just reminders, bro,
Does
you're
that
not
bother
here.
you?
Ugh, a little, a little, because it's sobering how fast it's going. It's sobering. It's like this really is going pretty fast. So it is a little bothersome that you're not going to get that time back. But the encouraging part is make the most of your time. Do not waste your time. It's going by. And ultimately, we're going to be reflecting on, was my impact significant? Was it significant? Was it congruent with my values, who I am and what I believe? Can I now look back and see, no, I behaved in the long term. Like, you ever listen,
Have you got a bucket list?
do I have a bucket list? Full on transparency, financial independence. Like full on transparency. That is an important thing to me because in this earth system, finances are how you can color the book, so to speak. It empowers you with the tools to really and truly visualize your dreams. You need some creativity. So yeah, there is an unspoken bucket list, but that's an important one because I know you have to purchase your time and you have to be able to purchase the resources you need. What was the question before that though that I was answering?
So I was thinking about rewards. Our rewards in life will and must always be in exact proportion to our service. Imagine having a scale with service on one side and rewards on the other. What are some common misunderstandings about this balancing act, and how can someone realign their focus to ensure they're providing enough value?
I think it can be easy to miss the reality that service is the reward. That when it's not like it's a separate thing. When you're delivering service at the highest level, there's a good feeling in that. There's a really, really good feeling when you know you've delivered a high quality experience. And the flip is true. I don't care how evil you are. And maybe it's just your deep subconscious. But if you deliver shoddy service, your subconscious does not feel good. It doesn't feel good. Now there are people who maybe have dissociated themselves to the point where they're ignoring that. But I think if you want to fast track to hopelessness and even depression in some ways, maybe it might even manifest as anxiety, then stop being informed by the feeling that I'm not delivering at a high level. I think that can start to mess with you. So Sandra, my answer to that question is recognize that the reward is the service, and delivering at the highest level that you can be incredibly therapeutic. Now, this is complicated because the fundamentals of burnout, what sets you up for burnout is incredible ideals. That's that you want to talk about like something that just messes with you. You take a person who's on a fast track to burnout, and it starts with noble ideals. I want to be the best mother in the world. I want to be the best wife in the world. I want to be the youngest executive, in this company. And it's like,
So you are saying that people shouldn't dream big.
no, I am not. No, I am not. No, I am not.
I
No,
I
thank you.
dream
Yeah.
big. I dream big.
and I
And so
dream
this
I
is the
dream big.
kind of thing that I do, and I do. It's my mark. I dream big.
Well, thank you for calling me out because obviously I enjoy dreaming big. What I'm saying is, please understand there is a risk. There's a risk. So,
Are
so
you
for example,
focusing on the risk or on the reward?
be aware of it. Be aware of it. So there's so if you work certain jobs, you're focused on the outcome and you want the outcome, but there are certain hazards. So there are some safety protocols. You're working on a high-rise buildings, well, you have to have that harness on. Are you focused on getting your job done? Of course you are, but there are some safety things. And I'm just saying, especially when you have a super powerful and high ideal, recognize that's not sufficient because it can set you up. So you do have to make sure that you are risk mitigating. You're mitigating for those risks as you go full speed ahead. And this is why at the Mastermind Institute we talk about the 7 vitals. We talk about making sure that you are addressing the vitals, understanding that there are going to be derangement and imbalance, but you have to have systems in place to bring you back into rebalance. But no, your point is well taken. Your point is well taken that no, man, that's part of the gusto in life, I think, in terms of pushing you and really making use and pressing yourself, challenging yourself to deliver at high levels, because the body loves that. The body loves to be challenged. It doesn't like to be overwhelmed. It doesn't like to be overwhelmed, but when you can stay on the cutting edge, it loves that, and it's going to evolve itself to support you in the endeavor of your choosing. Now, CEO, 7 years, functioning at a high level, raising kids as a single parent. How do you answer that question?
So for me, it's, I always think, I do my best to think positive. I do my best to think about the outcome that I want. I when I face challenges, I think about what's good about this. What did I learn? And why am I doing this? Am I really committed? Do I really want this? So, full speed ahead. But I dream big. I dream big because I have a lot of situations in my life. Because we don't need to worry about how we are going to make it. We just need to have that burning desire. As Napoleon Hill sets the tone in Think and Grow Rich, you just need to have that burning desire, because through image, through emotion, through visualization, your subconscious mind start working on your behalf. And so, yes, I dream big, because there were a lot of situations in my life where I experienced that things came my way. Things came my way.
Right. And we at the Mastermind Institute, we don't shy away from Christian ideals. I believe that God plays a role. God plays a role. So one of the things I believe, though, God enjoys is when you're clear and when you write it down. We are talking about fundamentals, and one fundamental I really need you to walk away from is writing. Write it down. Write it down. Write what that goal is. Why? Because I have had goals fulfilled and I didn't even notice that. I didn't even notice that. So from now, I'm talking about from a spiritual experience now. So really, you didn't even get it. You didn't even really go back and give thanks and notice the miracle. You didn't even give. So I think one of the things that writing it down does is it allows you to see, oh my goodness, God really came through, or circumstances, arrange themselves. But there is something powerful about being clear about the outcome and focusing on it. So excited that you could spend this time with us as we more and more share with you the ideas that we think are going to be so helpful as you commit yourself to transforming your life. Make sure you follow us. Be sure to subscribe. Some of you may have some issues and things that you're struggling with and want some consultation. And so there will be a link so that you guys can pursue consultation with me. Of course, I'd be honored to serve you. And look for the next episode where we are going to continue this journey with you, helping you master your mind so you can master your life. Till next time.